in Wuhan.
Well, it's a final look at the newspapers this morning with Vicky Beeching and Tamer Hassan, and we'll kick straight off with the story of the day for me, Vicky. It's in the Observer. Our personal aura.
Yes, you can always count on me as a bit of a tech geek to find some kind of tech story. This is for those of us who, like me, forget all of my online passwords. I don't know if you have a problem with that, but I'm always forgetting my passwords. And some scientists at Cambridge University have come up with an idea. It's this chip, you can see it pictured there, and you can either have it implanted under your skin, or if you're less comfortable with that, placed on your clothing somewhere, and it emits this 2 or 3 foot field around you that they're calling an aura. And when the devices are put into that field, whether it's a smartphone, a tablet, or even your car, it would enable you to use those things without a password, because the password would actually be stored in this chip.
Without
so you'd
any
kind of
keys or anything.
so you'd kind of be emitting this sort of field that just gives you access to all your devices.
See, I got this wrong earlier. I thought it was a field that would help you find your keys and your phone.
Almost.
Which I also
but I
need.
guess the concern is if somebody really wants to get into your devices, they could sort of chop off your finger and carry it around.
Vicky. You're taking it that step
Wouldn't
further.
it be easier just to have the same password?
That's another option, but it's way less sci-fi. This is so sci-fi to me. I'm excited about this.
There was something else like this that I see earlier, which kind of weirded me out about America, is that they're human chipping you. Have you seen that story?
Well, that's, I guess, where this is
Where this comes from, they're human chipping you like little dogs.
Yeah, well, I'd happily have something like this implanted, or a chip.
I would too.
Or anything
So we're
else.
going to be bionic, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the phones now are a fingerprint as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
So
a lot of them.
Smartphone access.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. Well, I'm wearing a transmitter, actually, at the moment. I've got this transmitter implanted into my arm at the minute.
He's not joking. They're looking
No,
at
it
you.
is. It's seriously.
You are
It's in
actually
here. So
bionic, aren't you? I did
yeah, I am
wonder.
bionic.
You wake up so early.
It's got a 30-metre transmitter zone, and it all gets picked up on this, which gives me a an interstitial glucose reading.
Are you on the meter then?
So I'm on the meter. I'm on the meter. But that, I mean, that's quite a big transmitter. But I love it.
I find this stuff fascinating. I mean, the future is definitely going to be embedded technology. I think we'll be able to do so many more things by the time we're older.
What happens when you pass on? All your information's with you. To be
When you
buried
pass
with
on?
you. When you leave this planet.
Well, what? Well, you're not going to need it then.
Yeah, but people might need
pockets
to.
in
You could be lying underneath the
Or-
ground, and it could be unlocking passwords and.
Yeah.
See, I'm old-fashioned, me. I don't like emails, me. I like to talk. I like to pick the phone up. I'd say to everyone, stop emailing me, stop texting me, just call me, let's talk.
We're definitely on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I love it. It will happen. It will happen.
It will.
Vaping, Tamer.
Yes, vaping.
Are you a vapor?
I am. It's quite funny. Tom Hardy's a friend of mine. He actually introduced me to the vaping thing. But it is a question that's being asked quite a lot, is what are the effects or the damaging that vaping can do? People just say it's just water and nicotine. Is it a better thing? I started vaping because I wanted to stop smoking, and it helped me for a little while, but then I went back to smoking and stuff. But kids are starting to do it, and it seems like it's okay for kids to do it. I don't think it is, because anything you're inhaling into yourself that is a foreign substance and the bodies shouldn't be taking it has to have some kind of bad effect on you somewhere along the line. And a lot of and they're saying that vaping is the future of smoking, because a lot of tobacco companies now are buying into this whole vaping craze.
Well, I mean, either way, it's got to be a lot healthier than tobacco.
Well, I think anything's a lot healthier than tobacco, because
But you still have the nicotine, though.
You
You still have the
Yeah,
nicotine.
it's still addictive.
Exactly,
then.
and they're saying it could be a gateway into smoking, because if you have
No.
that and it sort of makes you think, well, it's not that bad for you. Some of the kids in this interview are saying, well, we do it because we know it's not as bad as smoking, and then before they know it, they want more of that nicotine and more of that hit, and so they're moving up to.
But the chemicals in
proper cigarettes.
cigarettes, the chemicals in cigarettes, they say in the paper, there's hundreds of really harmful chemicals in cigarettes that cause a hell of a lot of diseases to the body. But surely, I'm adamant it's healthier. But do you know what? Don't do any of it. That's
It
what I
depends
say.
if you're moving from the cigarettes down to vaping or from vaping up to cigarettes, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's the real
yeah.
question.
But it was really cool when the first e-cigarettes came out, because you could actually smoke them on a plane on a long hauls. If you're a smoker, it's just a kind of a little hit. But now they're stopping that. I mean, there's no smell, there's no fire hazard, no risk. I was walking through LAX and I had one, and it had like a red light on it, and security just come storming after me. What are you doing? I said, and this is before they kind of knew about it, because I think it was out in Europe before America, and I went, oh, it's an electric cigarette, it's pretend it's a toy. And they took it and they were looking at it and touching it, and then I went, okay,
Oh, yeah, we'll get on the
Not
wrong
like
side of
terrorists,
security.
yeah.
LAX,
Like a
no.
terrorist. It's not a
Never
bomb.
good.
Oh, it's interesting. If you're a vapor, if it helps you, or if you've got those concerns that Vicky was talking about moving on to tobacco fat, let us know at Sky Stephen, at Sky Gillian. Oh, smart wives. Here we go, Vicky. Smart wives.
This is a
Men are happier.
really interesting piece by John Bingham in The Telegraph. It's a survey coming out of it's research from Wisconsin University, and they're saying that this is the first generation where young married men are apparently not threatened by their wife being equally intelligent or smarter than them. And previous research apparently showed that the strongest marriages that lasted the longest were when the man was definitely the breadwinner and the woman was less intelligent. Yeah. And they're saying that now that traditional model is really being superseded, thank goodness, and that men are actually looking for women who are equally intelligent to them, and that they are the kind of marriage partnerships now statistically that last longer if you've got that sense of
what's wrong with
equal
this,
intelligence.
Vicky? What's wrong with that?
Everything is wrong with that. Don't
Having
even get me
supper
started.
on the table.
You know what a passionate feminist I am.
Hello,
That's-
darling, I'm home.
Possibly it's because I don't know how to cook and I'm so not domestic.
I
but
thought you were learning.
Well, I'm learning very slowly. I mean, we're talking about like
Do you
how not to burn
do you
an
not believe
egg.
that as a wife, you know,
Oh,
you
Tama,
should maybe
careful.
cook for your husband when he
Oh,
comes
Tama.
home?
There is nothing in me
Because I
that
don't mind
believes in
cooking
that
for my
sort of
wife.
stereotype.
Well,
I don't
that's
mind
fine,
cooking.
yes.
I'm
That's
a
about
cook.
equal
I
partnership,
do
isn't
most
it?
of the cooking in the house anyway.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
my wife would
High five.
happily
Amazing.
stand there and watch me iron my jeans and everything. And sometimes I look at her and go, "We're doing this wrong. This is wrong. Why
all
am
about
I?"
being yourself, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but
I think
hang on,
that's
hang
brilliant.
on. If the wife's at home
Yeah.
chilling out.
Yeah.
What are you doing today, love? I'm going to go and get my nails done. I'm going to go and do this. Woman of leisure, you know, I come home, I just want to say, you hungry, sweetheart? I'll cook for you.
You're like a thoroughly modern man. This is a
Yeah, I'm a modern man, but you know what? I agree with doing equal stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that whole old way of how it was, the man's a breadwinner, that went years ago.
It did. Well,
This
thankfully, the
keeps coming out.
statistics are now
It's
showing
whatever
that
works for individual couples, isn't it, really?
Exactly,
Yeah.
because if people do actually want to fall into those stereotypes voluntarily, I think that's
up
great.
to them.
But it's just about being yourself.
Even
and
with the kids and stuff,
finding
I
out.
change the nappies, I do this, I do everything.
Oh,
But I kind of
liking you
enjoy
even more.
doing. I kind of enjoy doing it. I do like being a
But
father and a husband.
is there an urge to be an alpha male still?
Well, have you heard of the word alpha female?
No.
Well,
Tweet
you married
it,
to one.
hashtag it, alpha female, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Well, that's a fair point.
there you go, alpha female right here.
Pointing at.
She's gonna hit me in a
Fine, have a
minute. She's
nice
gonna hit me in a
one.
minute.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to hit you.
I think we, frankly, have to behave ourselves, Tama.
Yeah, no. Let's not overstep the mark. It's live TV.
We're going to take a short break. Back with more in just a moment. Further details through. Let's talk weddings. Tama, should we, in all of this? And this one couple who, strike me as this isn't right, to my mind. Give us your money, not your presents.
See, I disagree with that.
Do you?
Depends on your situation. I mean, that's the old-fashioned way of marriages. And I think in this day and age, people have their home set up, have everything. You know, the old wedding list, what they used to give you, toasters, glasses, whatever it is. I think most people nowadays have already set up home and are already together and have already mainly got everything. And what we do as a Turkish nation, we traditionally pin money on.
Yeah.
Because the way is so you help them set up in life, if they want to get a mortgage, if they want to set up home. And when I got married, a friend of mine came to my wedding. We had a really big, lavish wedding, and we had money pinned on. And a couple of friends of mine that were English boys said, "Look, we love the way you're doing this." And he was a lot older, and he was on, I think, his third marriage, so he'd had everything. And he said, "I said, look, let's do it there." And what I did, I just said, you know, just put a gift in an envelope. It wasn't like pin it on because that's the traditional way we do it. But you know, you don't need to send a wedding present. Just put some money in an envelope
So
if you feel you can do
I had a similar
that.
thing because I had a big Nigerian Yoruba wedding, and they do that also. And they call it spraying, and they just put the
Really?
money on you, and
Put
you're
the money in,
covered,
covered
in
in,
money.
yeah.
But we
Is
also
that
got
instead of a
presents.
present or as well?
No, we also
well?
got
Yeah.
presents
You
as
can-
You
well.
had money
can.
and presents.
Yeah.
So, I
It
mean,
sounds like the best
it's
solution
the
of all.
best wedding.
Great for
You
us.
win.
We get gold and jewellery pinned on us. It's like our mum and dads will put gold and bracelets
But
on.
I
and
would
then
be
the guests will
doing
put-
uncomfortable. I
this
would
in
be
this country.
uncomfortable
Why
to
not?
ask people for a cash
But it
gift.
shouldn't be for you to do it. I think it should be for your best man or your usher or somebody that's arranging the wedding. I do think it's right. It is uncomfortable to ask for it, but you don't have to. Listen, you
Yeah,
invite
see,
people to a wedding.
But see, on this invitation, they've said just use the bank details at the end of this.
See, that's a little
It's
bit
not much
strong,
different, though,
I
from putting
know.
your credit card in to buy somebody something off a wedding list.
Yeah.
Because no one's really choosing gifts anymore. Most people would have a gift list registered with a very specific store, wouldn't they, online, and a gift that they've chosen.
You
So
don't agree? You don't look like you agree. It's not-
No, I don't.
Well, what would you prefer? What would you prefer? If it was your children?
I'd prefer to buy a gift.
Yeah, okay,
But
but
then
you
I
can
think,
buy it.
but if there's all this going on, I think we should be given a gift for staying single and not.
So if your daughter said to you, Daddy, can you give me the money for my deposit on a mortgage, or shall I just get people to pin money on? What would you say?
No, as I said, Tama, you know, I think giving money is a good idea.
There you go. I knew we'd turn you around.
Changes too.
We're out of time. Good to see you both.
Andrew, great
Thank
to
you
see
very
you.
much indeed. Let's get a quick check on the sports headlines for you this morning.